What's going on here at the Select Medical Orange County Cup presented by FitVine Wines. This round of 32 women's. This round of 30 joined by pickleball pro and full-time pro here at Lifetime San Clemente, Walter Lau. Walter, how are we doing this morning?
It's a great sunny day and no complaints whatsoever. Watching these two singles players go at it.
1-1. Side out.
And Parento, the number 2 seed out here in Southern California, facing the number 26 seed.
1-1. Side out.
Players just kind of feeling each other out early, trying to work out those errors. First match of the day.
1-1.
Oh, and what a roll there by Parento. If you notice, she had to take some pace off of that ball. Her momentum was pushing her forward towards that net. So roll there by Parento on that roll to get it right by Gregorio. Perfectly placed cross-court roll.
A lot of top spin on that backhand roll.
Point.
Great serve on that by Parento, right in that back corner. Really tough spot for returners to get a paddle on that ball.
2-1.
Backhand.
Side out.
And backhand up the line from Gregorio. Gets the air from Parento.
Nice, well-balanced passing shot by Gregorio past Parento with that forehand.
2-2.
Just too good there from Parento. Hit a nice deep return, got a higher third shot off of it, was able to attack it.
2-2. Point.
And that's the second return error we've gotten from Gregorio so
3-2.
far.
Side out.
Getting the friendly roll from that tape right there is Gregorio.
Won't complain about
Side
that.
out.
Nope, getting the friendly whatsoever.
2-3.
Ooh,
Side
just
out.
short because she didn't quite use her legs on that. Got up to that ball pretty early, but didn't quite use enough quads on that lift for that ball to go over that net.
3-2.
Well-crafted point right there by Parento. You'll notice all of that was perfectly set up by a very deep serve, creating a great opportunity for her to come in and be on the aggressive right off the bat on that point.
4-2.
Second time now you've noticed that same pattern. Parento hitting that nice deep serve, running Gregorio
Timeout,
around.
receiver.
Second
Point.
time now
Getting
you
her
notice
with
that
that
same
deep
pattern. Backhand corner shot off of her balanced forehand, creating that short ball by Gregorio, great, right into the net.
And we will get a timeout here from Gregorio. She trails 5-2 here in game one. So a little bit about these players. Obviously, if you follow pickleball, you know a lot about Catherine Parento, the number 2 seed here in San Clemente. 5 singles medals so far in 2024, and one of just the top players in the world. What do you like about her game, Walter?
Parento is actually one of the few women that I think that I've personally played against that has both the two-handed backhand and one-handed backhand down very well. She's able to adapt based off of pace, speed, and spin, using both types. And we'll see her here hitting this next serve.
5-2.
After this try.
Side
The
out.
lucky roll there by Gregorio.
Two, 5. Side out.
Another thing that Parento does really well is she's just well versed with all of her shots.
5-2.
Not many mistakes on her part so far in this match. And of course, right after I
Side
say
out.
that, she makes her first unforced error with that backhand slice, trying to go too far up that line on the inside out.
It's the commentator's
5.
curse, you know?
Same thing with
Side
that.
out.
That shot, the balance thing is another pattern you'll see throughout this match. When the player is off balance, it's less likely that their shot is going to be an accurate one.
5-2. Point.
Cut it really close there, right
5-2.
over that net. Just sailed a little wide because she was a little bit early on that contact point.
Point.
Cut.
6-2. Side
And
out.
almost got that forehand angle. I think it would have been a winner if it went over. But not quite there for Parento.
2-6.
Oh, that's a great passing
Side
shot by
out.
Parento. Kind of lined that up. She noticed the pattern of that cross-court approach shot that Gregorio was hitting and was waiting for that passing shot to come right to her.
6-2.
Yeah,
Point.
that's the way to construct that point.
I like the way that Parento there was kind of absorbing the pace from Gregorio's drives, not trying to overhit the volley, but just creating
7-2.
angles and creating openings for her to finish with the
Point.
overhead.
That's what. Really well-crafted point there by Gregorio as well. Nice deep return in that back left corner to a
2-7.
short drop in the front right.
Side out.
Heat check.
Seven, 2. Point.
So you'll notice a couple things about both women's backhands right now. They're hitting it pretty flat. I'm kind of curious as to their thinking behind that at this moment because it is kind of a breezier day. So I'm wondering if they're
8-2.
making it a flatter ball because of that.
Point.
I guess I kind of want to ask about that as well. It is warmer conditions here, so the ball is generally going to go a little bit slower than it would if it were super
9-2.
chilly. Do you think that has anything to do with it as well?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Side out.
The ball, I think, also plays a pretty big role here. They're using this V1 Pro Vulcan ball. I was hitting with it a couple days ago, and I noticed the weight of that ball and the bounce is a little bit different, so maybe they're adjusting to that as well.
Point.
I know that Vulcan actually went with another manufacturer, I believe, to construct this ball, so it's a little bit different than what we're used to from a few tournaments ago.
15 seconds. One timeout.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great
Side out.
anticipation move by Parento, waiting on that forehand to volley it behind Gregorio for that winner up line.
9-3. Point.
Just the depth from Parento makes it so difficult to hit that passing shot on the run. Couldn't get comfortable, and she's got a game point here.
10-3. Side out.
And that's one game point saved for Gregorio. We'll see if she can put a run together here, try and stay in this game one.
3-10. Side out.
Parento for big game.
Game
Game
point.
point number 2.
10-3. Point. Game
Just missed
11-3.
That is gonna do it here for game one. Catherine Parento takes it 11-3 over Madalena Gregorio. She finds herself one game away from making the round of 16. We'll see what Game Store has in two for us after these messages. Stay with us.
Pick up the paddle and get served with our pickleball socks.
We're back here on Grandstand Court at Lifetime San Clemente. Madalena Gregorio to serve to open game two.
Side out.
Gregorio just misses off the side of her, her paddle. That backhand, a little bit late on that take back.
0-0. Point.
Another great deep shot by Parento.
1-0. Side out.
So that was an interesting point, kind of one of the first balls that we've seen in the recent that Gregorio has actually gone on the aggressive. Most of the points she's been staying back, being the
0-1.
defender. That time, taking advantage of the aggressive volley. It's a nice forehand shape that she had on that ball.
And honestly, when she first hit it, I thought it was going to be way out just from our angle, and then it just dipped in. So much topspin on the ball.
That's such a well-placed ball by Parento. It's a veteran move, putting that nice dipping forehand on her back left foot, on Gregorio's back left foot, creating an issue for her to try to get around that ball to get it back into the court, which is why she missed that out wide left.
15 seconds. 0 timeouts remaining. 2 timeouts.
Side out.
You'll notice what we mentioned earlier about the shape of that ball. That backhand was a little bit too flat, which caused that to float a little long rather than taking some pace off to shape it in. Oh, that net tape is just helping Gregorio out, giving her a little lifeline.
She will not complain about it. Gives her a lead here early in game 2.
2-1.
So she did everything right though, Gregorio. Deep serve, great approach shot, just could not complete that trifecta with that drop shot, but
1-2.
I like the strategy she has going right now. That's a
Side
pretty
out.
risky shot by Catherine right there, trying to make that cross-court flick from below the tape. Oftentimes people try to get aggressive when they're a little bit too low and
2-1.
they pay the price. You're never going to win against the net. Same exact type of deal on the other side now on her right foot. It's something that you got to take a little bit of pace off of, lift it, get it above the net, keep that point alive rather than going for the hero shot on the winner.
Point. Timeout receiver. 4-1.
And we will get a timeout here from Catherine Parento with Gregorio leading 4-1 in game 2. We'll take we'll stay here for the break as well, just to tell you a little bit about Madalina Gregorio, originally from Romania, Walter, and played collegiate tennis at University of Louisiana Monroe. And she's someone, especially in singles, who I think is certainly on the rise. Actually made the round of 16 at the Slam event in Atlanta a few months back. At this point, one of the biggest women's singles draws we had, and she had some good wins there. Beat Taylor Garcia in 3 games, and funnily enough, she actually played her first pro tournament just back in November, which feels like it was forever ago, but it's really just about 7 months ago. So someone who I think has a lot of potential, especially in singles, coming from that collegiate tennis background, and certainly showing us, her ability to respond early in game 2.
Oh, that's such a good play there, going behind the player at the net who has leaning to the left, just going right to that back right foot.
And talking about responding, Parento with a great point coming out of the timeout.
Point. 2-4. Side out.
Kind of sense Parento tightening up a little bit, missing some serves uncharacteristic,
4-2.
and taking certain shots she normally wouldn't be taking. It's good
Side
hit
out.
overhead, well struck, well placed.
Landed pretty deep in the court, made it that much more difficult to return instead of just snapping right down short.
Point. 3-4. Point.
So well balanced, Parento is with her forehands.
And just like that, we are tied up at 4.
Another one of those
Point.
forehands. Nice, well-balanced forehand ball out in
Timeout
front, making
receiver.
contact.
5-4.
Clean struck ball.
And a game of runs here in game 2. We'll now get a timeout from Grigoriou with Parento leading 5-4. We'll take, actually we will stay here for this one as well. Walter, what do you like that Parento's kind of changed up to give her this 1-point advantage?
So in the beginning, you could kind of see and sense a little bit of the tide changing right at the beginning of the second game. Grigoriou actually was serving a little bit better and deeper, becoming a little bit more aggressive with her play, which actually gave her a little bit of the lead. Parento making some more uncharacteristic errors where she's trying to speed up from low places where she shouldn't have been, just trying to even out the score. The interesting thing is Grigoriou had been playing some pretty good pickleball as of yesterday as well. Really using that big forehand to her advantage, and she was able to do that at the beginning of this match. Parento kind of staving that off with some good deep serves and well-placed forehand winners.
5-4.
Little miss hit there by Parento. Probably just took her eye off the ball at that last second.
Happens to the best of us.
That's right.
4-5.
Little cat and mouse game going on right here. That's great.
Point.
Well-constructed point, corner to corner, deep balls, making it so Grigoriou had a tough time even making any forward progress.
6-4.
What a finish from Grigoriou. Takes the backhand out of the air. So difficult to strike that ball cleanly, especially when you're not letting it bounce with the two-hander.
4-6. Side out.
It's the second time now you've seen Grigoriou try to strike that backhand slice and making it stay a little bit
6-4.
wide because she contacted a little bit early in front of her.
Point.
Again, just varying the depths of her shots is Parento. See that on full display in that point. She increases her lead.
7-4.
Oh, that's such a good passing shot on the run there by Parento. Making that adjustment, knowing that she was going to be slightly out of position with the footwork, by making that change with her contact point being more out front. And placement.
8-4. Side out.
And she had her beat there.
Well-constructed point again. Just came a little bit wide.
4-8.
Roll.
Side out. Side out.
And bit of a miss hit on that one for Parento.
4-8. Side out.
At that point right there where Grigoriou was trying to pass from, it's pretty deep into that court there. I don't know if that was necessarily the right shot selection. Trying to go hard on that. She might have better off trying. Such a great passing shot right there by Parento. Nice patience there. Waiting for that ball to get right into her sweet spot, right into that pocket for that backhand drive down the line.
15 seconds.
9-4. Side out.
And Grigoriou staying alive here, been stuck on 4 for a while after that big lead.
4-9.
See if she can make a run here.
That backhand.
Side out.
A little bit late on that, standing kind of straight up there. Makes it difficult to strike a good ball that's nice and low.
9-4.
Same thing with that one, that backhand.
Point.
Little off balance.
Match
and
point.
The legs are a little bit too upright.
10-4.
With that ball. That's a good
Point.
serve by
Game
Brando.
match. 11-4.
And that is going to do it. Catherine Parento takes it 11-3, 11-4 over Madalena Grigoriou, the number 2 seed, moving on to the round of 16. She will play that match tomorrow. She will play the winner of the match between Lingwei Kong and Katarina Biakina. We'll see who wins that match later on. And that is going to do it for our first match of the day. Men's singles coming up after this. Connor Garnett taking on Donald Young. Should be a fun one. We'll have that one for you in just a few minutes.
Taste buds take you. By Lifetime. Your life, your time. By Takea. Refill, reuse, refresh. By Vizzy. A flavor for every vibe.
And Yola, the official.
Like, it kind of looks like it fell down, and it's now kind of covering like.
The Select Medical Orange County Cup, presented by FitVine Wines, is brought to you by Select Medical, the exclusive physical therapy partner of the PPA Tour. By FitVine Wines, we crush grapes, you crush life. By Oh Snap, grab and go, wherever your taste buds take you. By Lifetime, your life, your time. By Takea, refill, reuse, refresh. By Vizzy, a flavor for every vibe.
And Yola, the official paddle of the Select Medical Orange County Cup.
Imagine that becoming energy producers would be as easy as biting into an apple. Imagine water that is pure and inexhaustible, recycled and accessible everywhere in the world. Imagine the world of tomorrow, sustainable and desirable. Veolia.
Pick up the paddle and get served with our pickleball socks.
To make it to the game, it takes dedication and training. To stay in the game, it takes grit and stamina. To win the game, it takes strategy and skill. You keep focus on your approach, drop, and champion shots, and we'll help you stay focused on your strength, flexibility, speed, and downtime. Having a sports medicine partner in your court is key to helping you make it to the game, stay in the game, and win the game. Select Medical is proud to be the exclusive provider of physical therapy of the PPA Tour.
Go ahead, live your best life. Go ahead, live your best life. You can live your best life, best life, best life.
This is what you're waiting for. I think we're ready to ride. We are Selkirk. We are pickleball.
Pickleball?
Yeah, pickleball.
All ages, family, friends, dinks, drives, Ernies, ATVs, and whatever this is. 10 years in and just getting started. Here and not going anywhere. We are you, and you are who we work for. Family owned, USA made, pickleball proud. Selkirk Sport. We are pickleball.
Movement Watches is proud to be the official timekeeper of the Professional Pickleball Association. Shop now at mvmt.com.
Big it up, big it up.
Tens of thousands of customers wrote about Carvana being smooth in their 5-star reviews, including Terry.
To be honest, I thought it was almost too smooth, but Carvana was super transparent from beginning to end. Car details, financing, every step, and there were no surprises. Well, my monthly payment did come out lower than expected. Then I got to pick up my Mustang at the vending machine, and it was so fun and exciting, I did a little dance. Trust me, financing my car with Carvana was super smooth.
Finance your next car with Carvana today.
Mein Name ist Martin Emrich und ich bin ein Holbrook-Athlet.
I have bad bunions. Wish they'd disappear. Sup, future me? And no bunions! How?
Lapiplasty corrects bunions at the source, meaning you're back in sneakers in weeks. Weeks! The future of bunion surgery is here. Learn more at lapiplasty.com. Risks include infection, pain, and loss of correction.
For muscle cramps and spasms, you need fast relief. TheraWorks Relief absorbs quickly with a safe, gentle, non-opioid formula without the mess or strong odor. So get back at it.
TheraWorks. TheraWorks.
TheraWorks works.
Use TheraWorks every day to prevent muscle cramps and spasms. TheraWorks works. Try TheraWorks and get back at it.
Cliff Bar gives you energy, but you get the win. The most important ingredient is you.
To make it to the game, it takes dedication and training. To stay in the game, it takes grit and stamina. To win the game, it takes strategy and skill. You keep focus on your approach, drop, and champion shots, and we'll help you stay focused on your strength, flexibility, speed, and downtime. Having a sports medicine partner in your court is key to helping you make it to the game, stay in the game, and win the game. Select Medical is proud to be the exclusive provider of physical therapy of the PPA Tour.
Oh, no!
Every time someone tells you they vacation in the same place every year, it should really make you wonder, why? Travel like you mean it with IHG Hotels and Resorts.
All right, we are back here on Grandstand Court at the Select Medical Orange County Cup presented by FitVine Wines. I'm Will Doughton, joined by pickleball pro Walter Lau. Walter, we've got an exciting match coming up. Connor Garnett, the 3 seed, taking on Donald Young, the 28 seed here in Southern California. What are you looking for in this match, Walter?
Oh, I'm loving this matchup right here. I used to play a little bit with Connor when he was first starting out at TTC in Newport Beach. And I was used to seeing Donald Young in the junior draws for tennis. Both of these players, high-level tennis players. If I can recall correctly, Connor used to actually warm up some of the Grand Slam players at the US Open, including, I think Djokovic was one of them.
Yep.
And Donald Young, just tennis prodigy, he's always playing a couple divisions up. And I remember just a lefty that you didn't want to see in the draw. So you'll see lots of court coverage here on this. Connor telling me a little bit before the match, he wanted to give a shout out to his 2E Nation movement that he's trying to start here. Referencing his two-handed backhand, he's got one of the smoothest, silkiest two-handed backhands in the game. You'll notice Donald Young also has quite a bit of shape on his forehand and backhand. Lots of topspin on both of their ground strokes. And you can see that on full display today. Excited here to see a great match between two great players.
Couldn't have said it any better myself, Walter. The last time these two guys played was actually in Houston back in April. They met in the semifinals. Young took that one 12-10 in the third. So we could be in store for another battle here today. Connor Garnett with 4 singles medals so far this year, picked up his first PPA gold medal in Los Angeles, another tournament we had in this area in April. We'll see if he can repeat success this time around.
Such a well-crafted point right there by Donald Young. Great anticipation by Connor, but Young just too good on that last shot beforehand going down the line.
1-0. Right up.
That's something that would have worked with the tennis racket right there. You can see Donald Young trying to brush up the back of that ball.
Right.
Without strings, it's not going to get enough grab for you, so that topspin's not really going to work there. You got to get a little bit more lift on that shot. That's
talk about shape on shots off a pickleball paddle, and that right there, so much spin on that backhand volley. Spun it away from Garnett. As speedy as he is, he knew not to try for that one.
Another great passing shot by Donald Young right there, waiting for that two-handed backhand, going cross court and short. Key word is short right there. Connor would have gotten the drive. One thing you'll really see in Donald's game that's really improving is the grab that he's getting on that topspin whip. That ball dipping really fast at Connor's feet, making it a really hard shot for him to pick up.
And a nice start here for Young. We'll see if Garnett can get on the board.
0-3. Stop play. Service release warning. Release was too high. 0-3.
So Connor right there, a little bit in his head with that serve. You could kind of tell his drop was in his natural as it normally should be.
3-0.
After being called a few times in MLP for an illegal drop.
Just the rotation on that ball from Young. Just barely dipped over the net.
4-0. I do.
Let's see if Connor can get into this point with a high percentage play on his serve, get some rhythm back in his game, and make a stage little comeback.
0-4. Let serve.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't know the rule, but yes, definitely a let. Do you guys call that or we call that?
We both can call it. It's hard for us to see it right away in that quick second. Go ahead and call it.
And a let on that serve.
They do.
We see Garnett try and pull the trigger on the backhand down the line, but Young read that one. Able to send it the other way.
4-0. Point.
What a great passing shot by Donald Young once again with that forehand whip.
5-0. Point.
Another good close by Donald Young.
It's almost like he's saying, you know, hey, I've got a two-handed backhand too. We've seen him hit a few winners off that wing to open this one up.
That's such a good shot by Connor right there, making that anticipation move nice and early with that backhand, keeping that ball out in front of him, and not letting Donald back into that point.
0-6.
Too good by Donald Young. Pushing him back deep into the corner. Connor with a great get, but Young with that snap on that final put away ball.
6-0. Point.
So notice one thing about Donald Young's forehand right now. You'll notice most of his put away balls that pass Connor up go inside out. So you'll see he's whipping it behind Connor's forehand, knowing that his two-handed backhand is what he's looking for.
Good shot, buddy.
Great control by Connor on that drop shot.
We'll see if Garnett can find his groove right here. And sometimes that's all it takes. You know, just get one good serve in, get the return, get out of your head a little bit.
1-7.
Oh, I'm so. All right, here we go. Get it back. Right here.
7-1.
Oh, what a return by Connor on that backhand. Flattening it out. You'll notice nice and deep and skidding right off that line.
And yes, if you're watching at home, that was a winner off the return. What a shot.
Stop playing. Service fault.
Another one called by the ref. This is the second time that the ref has called that drop.
Your release point was above the hip. It has to be below the hip completely.
Is the ref saying that the release was above the hip and reminding Connor that it's got to be below the hip?
I don't see how that's not.
Point.
This would be a perfect time for Connor to call timeout to reset himself and kind of get reoriented.
Here we go.
And it is interesting, you know, aside from a few isolated instances, we really haven't seen too many service faults called recently.
1-8.
So it's almost like we're going back a few months to when the new serve rules were first reinstated.
Yeah, I remember that at the Masters in January. They got a lot of players actually kind of.
A lot of players.
8-1. They do.
That one's going to get Donald into trouble there, trying to rely on that whip, but catching it a little bit behind him, making it tough to make up for that late contact.
1-8.
Another great serve by Connor. Hopefully he's rid himself of the yips.
One at a time.
2-8.
That's too good right there by Donald. Knowing that Connor was going cross court with that shot, was waiting there with his forehand out in front of him. Once again, we pulled that out earlier. Inside out backhand behind Connor's forehand. I'm sorry, inside out forehand behind Connor's forehand. That's gotten him quite a few times now on that passing shot.
Well, right foot step in the line. Point.
And for the third time, the ball rolls over to the commentator's table. It's like we're a target, I think, Walter.
Game point. 10-2.
And that is going to close the door. What a serve from Young to close it out. He takes game one, 11-2. And we'll see what Connor Garnett is able to cook up in the second game. See if he can send this one to 3. What a performance from Donald Young so far. We'll see if he can keep it up. Game 2 coming up in just a few moments. Stay with us.
Wow, it's a new look, and it's looking real good. It's a new look, and it's looking real good on you. It's a new look, and it's looking real good.
Game 2 action of this round of 32 men's singles match. Sets get underway. Connor Garnett taking on Donald Young. What a run it was for Donald Young to take game 1 11-2. I'm Will Doughton with Walter Lau. We didn't see any timeouts from Connor Garnett in game 1. We'll see if that changes in game 2 if he finds himself getting down again.
That's great. The key here for this next game is going to be Connor trying to utilize that two-handed backhand to his advantage, comboing it with a deep serve. I think that's kind of what set the tone on that last game. Is Connor was a little bit out of sorts with his serve, so he couldn't quite get the quick lead and point.
1-0.
Again, just too high. Left it too high, and Young able to take the forehand. He's going to put that away across court every time, basically.
0-1.
That's the play that Connor wants. Wants to get to that net first, be on the offensive, and not let Young dictate how that point is going to go.
1-0.
Pull it a little wide. That was the right idea, though. Just hit it a little bit early.
2-0. Good serve. Good serve, bud.
So one thing about these Vulcan balls, it's well known across all the pros on the tour. It's very unpredictable with how it bounces sometimes after the match has been going for a little bit. Sometimes it just does not come up, which is kind of what happened there.
3-0.
Supposedly they fixed that with the new manufacturer, but it was a tough one. So good.
What a point. That is why we love singles. What athleticism.
And not only with the anticipation there, but also with the spin. You'll notice Connor anticipated the spin by Donald by continuing the same rotation on that ball.
Yeah. Oh, that's your point, though. That's your point, though.
That was the right idea by Connor there. Just didn't quite hit the right part of the ball.
0-4.
That's kind of what he wants to do. Keep it deep to Donald Young's backhand.
4-0.
First strike pickleball.
shot, buddy.
That's it right there. Hit that corner every time, and he's going to start a run of his own.
And already has started that run with a 5-0 lead here in game 2. What a response so far.
5-0.
As you can see, Garnett still trying to hit that back right corner. Donald Young's forehand side. Just overhit that a little bit. Once again, no damage done because it was on Donald Young's back right foot.
And it looks like, oh, no timeout. Donald Young just grabbing his towel. Definitely a must here in the summer months playing pickleball outside.
All right, right here, CG 5. 5-0.
So good by Connor with that feel. Funny thing is there was actually a breeze on that point, and that ball kind of sat perfectly exactly where he wanted it to go.
6-0. There it is.
Another good serve by Connor.
And here is the timeout from Donald Young. Connor Garnett with a 7-0 lead here in game 2. We'll see if Young able to respond or if Garnett will be able to close this one out and send it 3. We'll have that answer for you after this quick break.
Better than a game? Great tasting Miller Lite. It's less filling Miller Lite. Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
We just saw another backhand winner up the line for Connor Garnett. On a heater here in game 2.
What an angle there by Donald Young. Not an easy shot to execute. Out of the air, off the tape, angling it that extreme.
0-8.
That's it. That's the recipe right there. Return deep to the Donald Young backhand. Come in, make things happen from the net.
Just back-to-back angled putaways on the backhand from both players. So pretty to see.
Too good.
You know it's a good shot when Connor Garnett on full sprint is not able to get there.
What a forehand rip.
Just makes it look so effortless. Just the way he rotated through the ball.
Backhand rep, I guess. Guess he's showing that maybe he has a little bit of backhand after all from that position.
What a shot. And we'll get timeout here from Connor Garnett. Just wants to make sure this this nice little run of 2 points doesn't become 6 points for Donald Young. What do you think? Do you think anything tactically has changed for Young over the past few points, or do you think he's just kind of gotten into a better groove?
I think Young's kind of been striking the ball a little bit better on those passing shots. You'll see that his backhand there on that last one was just really fluid. How he made contact out in front, got there early. I think he anticipated it pretty early. But I think he's also kind of catching on to Connor's strategy right there, knowing that it's going there. He's kind of waiting on it. Maybe Connor might need to mix it up a little bit, give him a little bit of those shots to his forehand side to open up that backhand side.
And of course, the risk with going to that forehand is that it's Donald Young's forehand, and we know what he can do from that forehand wing. we'll see if Young can work his way back into game 2.
Or if Connor can stave that off and continue his
Time
momentum.
in. 2-8.
That's too good. Good anticipation by both players there. Connor just being the one at the front, closing that point out.
8-2. Good serve. Point.
You'll notice that serve there helping Connor out. Once again, this game has been
9-2.
a game of good serves, leading to successful points.
And we had another good serve there from Garnett. Got the short return that he wanted. Just unable to capitalize on that one.
2-9.
We'll see if this will continue here, but you'll notice a trend with Donald Young the past couple of points. He's been kind of staying back for some reason, allowing Garnett to kind of take control of the point. Once again, he never made it more than 3 steps in from that baseline. Another Garnett point.
Now a game point for the number 3 seed.
Point. Correction, last score should have been a point. Or game point, 10-2. 10-2.
It's too good there with the backhand pass, and that's the game right there from Garnett, evening it out. 1 game apiece.
We are going 3 for the first time today on Grandstand Court. We'll see who punches their ticket to the round of 16. Will it be Connor Garnett or Donald Young? Stay with us to find out.
Introducing Persona IQ, the smart knee. Address your knee pain with a replacement that contains sensors which capture helpful information such as your range of motion, stride length, walking speed, and step count to ensure your new knee is performing at its best. It keeps you connected to your healthcare team so you can receive important reminders and personalized recovery guidance. It's not a GPS. It doesn't collect where you've been or where you're going. Persona IQ, a smarter way to regain mobility.
Imagine that becoming energy producers would be as easy as biting into an apple. Imagine water that is pure and inexhaustible, recycled and accessible everywhere in the world. Imagine the world of tomorrow, sustainable and desirable. Veolia.
We are on Grandstand Court here at Lifetime San Clemente. Game 3 starting now.
You'll start to feel a little bit of the breeze right now coming against Garnett's side, so behind Donald Young, which is why Garnett tried to overhit that a little bit to hit into the wind.
It's like the wind disappeared the moment he made contact with the ball.
That's a big forehand right there. Young anticipating that ball early, catching it above his waist, actually.
And if you're Donald Young, this is exactly the start you're looking for after dropping game 2 by such a wide margin.
3-0.
He's already got himself a 3-0 lead.
Oh, could not put that one away, but Connor with those digs. So good. The anticipation there. Young just needed one more shot to end that point. Could not pull through.
0-3.
No love from the net there.
3-0.
Deep return from Connor Garnett, making it a tough forehand for Donald. As he pressured him, moving into the net, closing quick. Same shot. Young needed one more forehand cross court to end that point. Could not pull that out.
1-3.
Oh, that's nasty.
That is a nasty cut, as he said. So much sauce on that slice.
So short in the court. What a shot from Donald Young.
3-1.
Two tapes. Either one of those would have been a winner.
But hey, at least the net's fair. It went 50-50. You know, you can't ask for much
right.
more fair than that.
1-3.
It looks like Young there got the flying forehand look that he wanted, just not able to make solid contact with it.
2-3.
So good with that shape on that Garnett forehand down the line. You'll notice that Young was kind of closing quick from Young's right side, stepping to the left. Connor shaped it to go around him on Young's left side because he anticipated that move. Another good shot by Garnett.
It has been a game, it's been a match of runs, but this game 3 has been a game of runs. 3 points for Donald Young and now 4 points for Connor Garnett. That will bring up a timeout for Donald Young. Walter, if you are Donald Young in this scenario, what are you telling yourself to make sure that you get at least one more point before side switch at 6?
I'm going to play off of what was working for me in the past, just relying on that forehand to really take control of the point, not letting Garnett come in and coming in myself. I want to apply the pressure, which is what got him up in the beginning of that game to begin with, and make sure that Connor Garnett doesn't have the opportunity to impose his will on that point.
We'll see if Young does try to be more aggressive here on the return.
15 seconds. 2 timeouts, 1 timeout.
We'll see here if the timeout pays off.
4-3.
That's such a good backhand pass by Garnett. It's kind of what he's known for. And that approach shot by Young, a little bit too short to do much with.
5-3.
On the response to the backhand. That serve once again. You need to dial it down a little bit. Just getting to get a nice, deep quality, high percentage serve. Serve play would help Garnett. Too good.
The cat and mouse there. One of the really first cat and mouse like rallies that we've seen in the match goes the way of Garnett.
5-3.
It's a good move by Donald, anticipating that down the line shot. Kind of watching for the body cues of Garnett's torso, knowing that he would go down the line with that shot.
And Young a little frustrated with himself after that. That third shot goes into the net. He'll have to show Garnett that he can make them again as he tries to get off 3 points.
Garnett a little bit off on the aim there because his angle was too far left. Needing to reset that ball to get back into the point.
3-5.
Pulling kind of wide.
Point. Four, 5.
Oh, that curve.
Point.
And Young curves the forehand, somehow stays into the court. And even he said it. He said he felt the curve on the forehand. What a shot. We are knotted up at 5.
Point, timeout for in change.
Connor knows it. His balance was a little bit off there, which is what led that back end to go to the net.
Players will switch sides here in game 3. Donald Young leading 6-5. We'll see if he can close it out after this break. Stay with us.
Before it's the movement on your wrist, it's dreamed in California. Crafted expertly for every adventure. And tested by you. Join the movement.
6-5.
What a shot from Donald Young on the run, forehand cross court.
Notice how fast that ball had to dip in front of Connor's left foot to get it by him.
7-5.
And a heavy topspin serve gets the return air.
Watching this grip from Donald Young from up close, him being right in front of the booth right now, I'm noticing that his grip is kind of unorthodox for pickleball players. It's very extreme to that western side. So you'll notice it's either a really good spinny ball or one that flies. So good with that positioning and that placement, coupled with the spin. Not an easy thing to do.
8-5.
Oh, that's too good.
So you talked about the grip from Donald Young as we get a timeout here from Connor Garnett. So, you know, he said he has the pretty extreme grip for pickleball. Would you say that most players are using that continental grip, closer to a continental grip for pickleball?
Yeah, or at least at the very least a Midwestern grip, because it's pretty tough to get your paddle to get grab on the ball when you have an extreme Western grip. It creates a lot of torque on your wrists, so you have to actually open up your forearm to be able to make good solid contact with that ball. And it takes a lot of years of practice and strengthening with that forearm and the wrist to be able to execute that really accurately and at a consistent rate.
Right. And you think about someone like Kwang Duong, who we know has, you know, such an extreme grip as well, just how difficult it must be to develop that. I remember as a tennis player myself, I remember coming into pickleball and I tried to use pretty close to kind of a Western grip because that's what I had in tennis, and I just could not even I wasn't even making contact. Forget solid contact. I wasn't even making contact with the ball, trying to hit my forehand and use the same exact technique.
Yeah,
so
it's actually, quite impressive how Donald's able to make such good contact with that grip.
9-5.
See, that's another example of what we're literally just talking about. So you get all that action on that serve because you've eliminated all the variables as far as like distance and height, because you have that drop exactly where you want it. But once you have to hit it off and bounce, it's another story. What a drop by Connor, getting some net love.
6-9.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. 2E down the line for 2E Nation. Connor Garnett.
7-9.
Tight line call. Didn't make the call, but I feel like it could have been. I don't know if that was wide. Did you see that one wide?
I saw it catch it, but you know, so it's hard enough to see it, you know, when it's moving with pace. It's so tough, especially when you're running full speed.
Such high quality pickleball right there. Nice and tight over the net with so much action, yet with such precision over the net too.
And it is now match point on the paddle of Donald Young, 10-7.
10-7. Oh yeah! Whoa! Point game match. 11-7.
And what a shot from Donald Young to finish it up, and that wins him the match. Garnett not sure about the call. Admirable of him to not make the call even if it was so close, but Donald Young, the 28th seed, moving on to the round of 16. He will play the winner of a later match today, Grayson Golden taking on John Sincola. What were you most impressed by from Donald Young in that one, Walter?
Actually, the fact that he's able to use such an extreme grip on that forehand, even if you watch his backhand, it's also kind of closed as well. So both of those, from both sides, require such precision on the contact point to be able to generate that spin while also still making it over the net. So it's funny because you'll see certain misses of his go literally to the bottom of the net or just like completely out. It's because of that grip, that being that extreme. But that was pretty impressive how he's able to cock that back and make really good contact with it, like with such a high percentage.
And what a match it was for Donald Young. Big win for him, his second win over Connor Garnett this year. We will see him tomorrow on the singles court. More singles action coming up in just a few moments. We're headed back to women's singles. Stay with us.
La Roche-Posay sunscreen blocks up to 98% of UVB rays and helps prevent visible sun damage. The only sunscreen with Cell-Lock Shield UVA UVB protection plus antioxidants. La Roche-Posay, the official sunscreen of the Professional Pickleball Association.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the Carvana PPA Tour. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the Carvana PPA Tour.
At Baird, we offer a different, more holistic approach to wealth management. With your career, family, friends, and community, finding time for you and making sure your family's financial plans are on track can be a real challenge. At Baird, our financial advisors get it. We'll partner with you to create a unique financial plan and coordinate with your legal and tax advisors to bring it all together so you have more time for what matters most.
La Roche-Posay sunscreen blocks up to 98% of UVB rays and helps prevent visible sun damage. The only sunscreen with Cell-Lock Shield UVA UVB protection plus antioxidants. La Roche-Posay, the official sunscreen of the Professional Pickleball Association.
Clif Bar gives you energy. But you get the win. The most important ingredient is you.
Imagine that becoming energy producers would be as easy as biting into an apple. Imagine water that is pure and inexhaustible, recycled and accessible everywhere in the world. Imagine the world of tomorrow, sustainable and desirable. Veolia.
Oh, no!
I have bad bunions. Wish they'd disappear. Sup, future me? I know bunions! How?
Lapiplasty corrects bunions at the source, meaning you're back in sneakers in weeks. Weeks! The future of bunion surgery is here. Learn more at lapiplasty.com. Risks include infection, pain, and loss of correction.
La Roche-Posay sunscreen blocks up to 98% of UVB rays and helps prevent visible sun damage. The only sunscreen with Cell-Ax Shield UVA UVB protection plus antioxidants. La Roche-Posay, the official sunscreen of the Professional Pickleball Association.
Movement Watches is proud to be the official timekeeper of the Professional Pickleball Association. Shop now at mvmt.com.
Ever notice how seniors and health insurance commercials all look the same? Because all of these companies see us the same. But not Humana. They see me.
Humana.
And the action continues here on Grandstand Court at the Select Medical Orange County Cup presented by FitVine Wines. We've got women's singles action back on the docket. Mary Brascia taking on Alex Trong. I'm Will Doughton, joined by Walter Lau, full-time pickleball pro here at Lifetime San Clemente, and pro player is Walter Lau. Walter, what are you expecting to see from this women's singles match?
I'm looking to see a very steady Mary Brascia versus an aggressive Alex Trong, and we'll see Mary get a lot of gets with her shots that seem like she's not swinging very hard, but she just has a very fluid motion. She is one of the players that kind of started together in this local area. She plays out at Orange County at Los Caballeros. You can see her dad there with her. They're at that facility as well, running pickleball. But it really created a nice little following here. Spoke with Mary a little bit earlier today, and she said that she got a film degree in college, so this year, even though PB is pickleball is her job, she's actually doing some passion projects on the side. There's this series called Places to Dink, which she says she'll be launching later this summer, and wanted to give a shout out about. And that there was a documentary about behind the scenes at tournaments, and it's on Brascia Pickleball on her YouTube channel. She wanted to give a shout out to her family, her mom and dad, Vinny and Ann, as well as her grandparents, and Molly, who's their youngest sister, who also dives at UCLA. So you got a whole family of athletes there.
There we go.
For supporting her today.
There we go. Appreciate the insight from you, Walter. That's pretty awesome. Did not know about the film degree. There we go.
0-0.
And we'll have Trong here to serve first.
Point.
And we do see some, it looks like tape on the kind of upper leg, kind of thigh of Alex Trong. Haven't seen that before for her.
That's a really good cross-court roll right there by Trong, taking some pace off to get a nice little short angle.
2-0. Set up. Zero, 2. Point.
Nice get on the volley there from Mary Brascia. She has 3 singles medals to her name this year. Actually won gold at the Red Rock Open in Utah.
Point.
You'll notice that passing shot by Alex Trong had a little bit of side spin that was spinning to the left, which is why she missed to the left. What she needed to do there was to curve it back right by coming around the outside of the left side of the ball.
2-2.
Nice return by Mary Brascia, creating that air that turned within 2 inches of that baseline.
2-2.
So good is Mary Brascia with that downline passing shot. Nice patience, waiting for that ball to get into her pocket to pass Alex Trong up the line.
3-2.
So you'll notice Mary right there on her approach shot, right when she hit that ball, her weight wasn't completely going forward. She kind of came up a little bit early on that, which is why that ball landed a little bit short, which gave Alex Trong the opportunity to pass her with her own backhand cross court.
The nice touch volley there from Alex Trong.
So one of the things I like to tell my students here at Lifetime is we talked about the law of 100 right there with that drop shot. We'll resume right after this point finishes. So that law of 100, when you're sprinting forward with all that momentum accounts for some of that percentage. So if somebody gives you no pace, like that drop shot where there's like 10% pace, your momentum counts for about 60 and you only need to hit it about 20.
It's really interesting. I haven't even thought about kind of when you're trying to hit that shot on the run. I like that, Walter. I like that.
Timeout receiver, 5-3, 1 minute.
Oh, and ref thought there was a timeout there from Alex Trong, but no timeout called.
I will recall. Thanks. 5-3. Point. Timeout receiver, 6-3. 1 minute.
And now
timeout turned into a timeout.
Right, exactly. We will get a timeout now from Alex Trong. Nice run from Brascia. She had an early 2-0 deficit now extends her lead to 6-3. And we will take a quick break as well in game 1 of this women's singles round of 32 match. We'll be back after this.
Game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Yeah.
Tens of thousands of customers.
And back after a quick break. Game 1 set to continue here. Mary Brascia with a 6-3 lead over Alex Strong. She'll serve here.
Just wide with that cross-court backhand.
So tough to leave. It was such an attackable ball for Brascia, but saw that it was going out. So tough to make that call in the moment and have that discipline to leave an out ball.
Ooh, right on cue, trying to leave that ball, thinking it was out, and it actually ended up being in. Live by the sword, die by the sword.
3-7.
Just pulled wide a little bit. She probably wishes she could take that shot back. It wasn't completely balanced with both her feet when she made contact with that ball.
4-7. Side out. Come here. Right here. 7-4. Point.
It's a good combo for Mary right there. Hit the nice deep approach shot to Alex Strong forehand. Coming back cross court shorter to pull her back across the court.
8-4.
Yeah, just good depth there from Brascia, just keeping Trong on the defensive.
What a dig by Mary right there, keeping herself alive. Was on life support right there before she pulled that lob up. Another thing I like to kind of coach with my students here is when you're out of position and you don't have a good line for the passing shot, sometimes the best option is just to throw it up because it gives you a lot of time to make it back into the court while also making a high percentage play with a lot of margin over the net. It's just now a matter of where you place that lob that kind of determines how the rest of that point's going to go. Smart play there by Mary, keeping herself alive and winning herself that point with that lob.
And also, whether it was intentional or not, kind of going over the backhand shoulder of Trong. A lot harder to hit that, for most players, if they're right-handed, to hit that backhand overhead than the forehand overhead, or standard overhead.
Exactly right, well.
And so we'll have a game point out of the timeout here for Mary Brascia, leading 10-4.
Time in, game point, 10-4.
Some net love there for Alex Strong, getting the passing shot.
See if that gives her some momentum, try and close the gap.
Oh, mishit there by Mary, but she was right in position to kind of close out that point there with her forehand.
5-10.
Passing shot by Mary, stopping that run.
Backhand to backhand. It was a great approach shot from Trong.
But a greater passing shot by Mary.
10-5. Point game.
that is going to do it. That backhand a little wide there from Trong. Mary Brascia takes game 1, 11-5. She is 1 game away from making the round of 16. We'll see how Alex Trong responds here in game 2. Players will switch sides. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back after this.
Tens of thousands of customers wrote about Carvana being smooth in their 5-star reviews, including Terry.
To be honest, I thought it was almost too smooth, but Carvana was super transparent from beginning to end. Car details, financing, every step, and there were no surprises. Well, my monthly payment did come out lower than expected. Then I got to pick up my Mustang at the vending machine, and it was so fun and exciting, I did a little dance. Trust me, financing my car with Carvana was super smooth.
Finance your next car with Carvana today.
At Guaranteed Rate, we understand that life is about more than mortgages. Our aim is to empower you on your holistic journey to well-being and longevity by helping you achieve your financial and personal goals. Our new, completely free Rate app focuses on community, nutrition, and exercise, as well as offering a variety of financial tips and tools. The Rate app was built to support your mind, body, and spirit, helping to simplify your life and reduce your stress. Download the Rate app and start living your best life.
Game 2 action just now getting underway. Mary Brascia looking to close this one out in 2 games.
So much control there by Mary. You'll notice one thing that she does really well is her balance. Every time she hits a ball, take a look at her feet. Very, very balanced. Weight distribution is perfectly even, and so she strikes the ball very, very clean. Tough ball by Alex, trying to take Mary off balance, creating that miss to the net.
0-2.
That's the cat mouse we were talking about earlier. Side to side, creating that opening for the put away forehand.
Trong trying to get herself pumped up after that one. Heard a yell of excitement.
Sides, nice and balanced, planted every single time Mary hits that ball, creating the opportunity to outlast Alex in that rally.
Honestly, looked like a more traditional tennis rally. You know, kind of had some ground stroke patterns developing there.
This is actually a veteran tennis move there, untying and then retying your shoelaces. Give yourself more time to recover from a long point. So you'll notice the pattern there that was really effective for Mary was approaching off a middle ball. So she attacked up the middle, which limits your opponent's angles. So she's able to come in up the middle after a middle approach shot.
And we will get a timeout here from Trong. Just a little unlucky off the net, and Brascia's got a 4-1 lead. Walter, if you are on the bench of Alex Trong, what are you telling yourself to try and kind of right the ship here? Pretty dire circumstances, down a game at 4-1.
So you'll notice some of these rallies, you haven't been winning the longer rallies that take place where it's just both people banging it from the baseline. maybe applying a little bit more pressure coming in. Although Mary does like her approach shots, maybe if you can kind of catch her off balance, pulling her both like in and out, maybe that might help you gain some momentum, because right now what she's trying to do from the baseline isn't quite working for her, and what was working before to give her the points that she had were by coming in and actually taking advantage of first strike pickleball.
We'll see if she's able to kind of implement some of that. We did see one of the big points she won in game 2. She was at the net trying to come in. Both players were at the net, but we were trying to use some, trying to get into more volley interactions, or maybe even a firefight to the extent you can get those in singles.
Time in. 4-1.
Was in position at the end of that point, but just couldn't close out that backhand, because like Will mentioned earlier, it's really tough to hit a high backhand overhead put away.
And missed return there, not going to help the cause.
Again, Alex trying to implement that aggressive roll to come into the net, but just couldn't close out that last ball. Mary was actually responsible for some of that, because she's getting so many balls back that Alex is going to have to go for a little bit more than she normally would, creating that error.
Point.
And now probably a little bit in her head there with a miss to the bottom of the net.
And we will get another timeout. Trunk's second timeout of game 2, and Mary Brascia within 3 points of taking this one and moving on to the round of 16. We'll see if she can close this one out after this short break.
Introducing Persona IQ, the smart knee. Address your knee pain with a replacement that contains sensors which capture helpful information such as your range of motion, stride length, walking speed, and step count to ensure your new knee is performing at its best. It keeps you connected to your healthcare team so you can receive important reminders and personalized recovery guidance. It's not a GPS. It doesn't collect where you've been or where you're going. Persona IQ, a smarter way to regain mobility.
8-1. Point.
And after the timeout, Brascia gets to 9-1 in game 2.
Same kind of pattern is taking place. Alex is getting the shot that she wants to hit, but for some reason just goes for a little bit too much and misses into the tape. What she needs to do is just place that ball, stay in the point, put away the next ball.
And that missed return is gonna do it. Mary Brascia takes down Alex Strong 11-5, 11-1. She is into the round of 16 here in Orange County. She will face Jamie Haas tomorrow with a spot in the quarterfinals on the line. Our action on Grandstand court set to continue here. We've got one more singles match for you. Going back to men's singles. Walter, this one's gonna be a fun one. Hayden Patriquin taking on Augie Guh. So that one coming up here in just a few moments, and we'll be back with that one.
The Select Medical Orange County Cup, presented by FitVine Wines, is brought to you by Carvana, serving happiness all season long. By Baird, the official wealth management partner of the PPA Tour. By Fila, to play like a pro, you need to dress like one. By Pickleball Central, your trusted pickleball experts. By Rain, clean energy for everybody. By Selkirk, we are pickleball. And by Skechers, conquer the court in comfort.
Cliff Bar gives you energy, but you get the win. The most important ingredient is you.
Every time someone tells you they vacation in the same place every year, it should really make you wonder, why? Travel like you mean it with IHG Hotels and Resorts.
Follow your vibe. Busy Hard Seltzer, flavor for every vibe.
Pack all the things. Fly on your schedule. Reward yourself and the girls whenever. Stay or go when you wanna. And more is on the way. So when you're ready to go, go with heart. Go with Southwest.
Every time someone tells you they vacation in the same place every year, it should really make you wonder, why? Travel like you mean it with IHG Hotels and Resorts.
Typical insurance for every senior.
I'm not actually a stereotypical senior. I just play one in cheesy health insurance commercials. In real life, I have Humana because they see me, listen to what I need. It's refreshing.
Humana.
Pick up the paddle and get served with our pickleball socks.
From the world's most iconic tennis arenas to the glint of an Olympic gold medal, a new court beckons, a new challenge arises. Jack Sock has conquered tennis. Now, pickleball's next. Mastery, precision, passion, that's what champions are made of. And when it comes to pickleball, there's only one company they turn to. Jack Sock's legacy continues with the #1 brand in pickleball. Selkirk Sport. We are pickleball.
No.
Cliff Bar gives you energy, but you get the win. The most important ingredient is you.
Go ahead, live your best life. Go ahead, live your best life. You can live your best life, best life, best life.
For muscle cramps and spasms, you need fast relief. TheraWorks Relief absorbs quickly with a safe, gentle, non-opioid formula without the mess or strong odor. So get back at it.
TheraWorks. TheraWorks.
TheraWorks works.
Use TheraWorks every day to prevent muscle cramps and spasms. TheraWorks works. Try TheraWorks and get back at it.
I have bad bunions. Wish they'd disappear. Lapoplasty. Sup, future me. And no bunions. How?
Lapoplasty corrects bunions at the source, meaning you're back in sneakers in weeks.
Lapoplasty.
Weeks! The future of bunion surgery is here. Learn more at lapoplasty.com. Risks include infection, pain, and loss of correction.
This is what you're waiting for. I think we're ready to ride. I think I'm ready tonight. This is what you're waiting for. I think we're ready to ride.
At Baird, we offer a different, more holistic approach to wealth management. With your career, family, friends, and community, finding time for you and making sure your family's financial plans are on track can be a real challenge. At Baird, our financial advisors get it. We'll partner with you to create a unique financial plan and coordinate with your legal and tax advisors to bring it all together so you have more time for what matters most.
Big it up, big it up. Yeah.
Ready yet? Not yet, buddy.
producers would be as easy as biting into an apple. Imagine water that is pure and inexhaustible, recycled and accessible everywhere in the world. Imagine the world of tomorrow, sustainable and desirable. Veolia.
Typical insurance for every senior.
Ever notice how seniors and health insurance commercials all look the same? Because all of these companies see us the same. But not Humana. They see me.
Humana.
Bring it on.
Pack all the things. Fly on your schedule. Reward yourself and girls whenever. Stay or go when you wanna. And more is on the way. So when you're ready to go, go with heart. Go with Southwest.
Wow, it's a new look, and it's looking real good. It's a new look, and it's looking real good on you. It's a new look, and it's looking real good.
When you choose a Blue Moon, everything becomes brighter. Crafted with Valencia orange peel and coriander, Blue Moon is made brighter.
Before it's the movement on your wrist, it's dreamed in California. Crafted expertly for every adventure. And tested by you. Join the movement.
Tens of thousands of customers wrote about Carvana being smooth in their 5-star reviews, including Terry.
To be honest, I thought it was almost too smooth, but Carvana was super transparent from beginning to end. Car details, financing, every step, and there were no surprises. Well, my monthly payment did come out lower than expected. Then I got to pick up my Mustang at the vending machine, and it was so fun and exciting, I did a little dance. Trust me, financing my car with Carvana was super smooth.
Finance your next car with Carvana today.
Go ahead, live your best life. Go ahead, live your best life. You can live your best life, best life, best life.
La Roche-Posay sunscreen blocks up to 98% of UVB rays and helps prevent visible sun damage. The only sunscreen with Cell-Lock Shield UVA UVB protection plus antioxidants. La Roche-Posay, the official sunscreen of the Professional Pickleball Association.
We're back here on Grandstand Court at the Select Medical Orange County Cup presented by FitVine Wines. We've got our final singles match of the day here on Grandstand, and it is a treat. The 12-seed Hayden Patrick taking on the 43-seed Augie Guh. I'm Will Doughton, joined by pro Walter Lau. Walter, I know you know both these guys. What are you looking for in this one?
So Hayden's got some really flicky, tricky shots. He's got a lot of spin on his ball, a lot of action. Augie covers a lot of court. As you can tell, there's a little bit of a discrepancy with the reach there. So you're going to see Augie come in with his big lefty forehand. That's another thing to look out for. And he's going to cut balls off. Meanwhile, Hayden's going to try to use his short rollers to pass Augie up. But they both have really solid, consistent ground strokes. So you're going to be seeing some cat-mouse and some good play here. Excited to see how it all turns out.
Certainly excited for this one. Our first men's singles match of the day certainly did not disappoint, where we had that 3-game classic between Donald Young and Connor Garnett. We won't spoil it for you in case you haven't seen that match. But this one should be good. Augie Gus, someone who's certainly on the rise, probably more known in doubles at this point than in singles. But he has, I know he beat Jay DeVilliers earlier this year in LA. And Patrick Wynn, capable of beating anyone on any given day.
Right out the gate with a short angle by Hayden. And like I said, Augie's going to try to come in quick to cut balls off.
1-0.
But not if Hayden does it first. If you notice, first strike, Hayden coming in, not giving Augie a chance to come in himself.
What an angle on the backhand and a quick start for the 18-year-old.
Good pickup by Augie there. Really low ball hit by Hayden in attempts for a short backhand roll, but Augie was able to pick that up with his lefty forehand.
0-2.
So early on in the match, but you'll notice both of their strategies to come in pretty quick after that return. You'll notice both players not wasting too much time on that baseline and instead electing to come in to take control of the point right out the back.
It's kind of reminiscent of the brand of singles that has been the most popular over the past few years, even though you are seeing some players now not come to the net right off of every return.
That's such a good backhand rip by Hayden. You'll notice he didn't go full 100%. That was probably like 70% there in pace, but so much grab on that ball created the shape to get past Augie's forehand.
3-1.
Just a miss hit there by Hayden.
It was a nice return. He kind of had the inside-out backhand return from Guh that just floated through the court so deep.
Not what you want to see after really getting control to score some points on your end. It's a pretty tough ball to execute there by Augie, going for the extreme short forehand roller cross court. It's going to be tough for him to get around the ball there when he's a little bit late to that. That's more of kind of what you want to see from Augie, coming in fast, cutting off the ball out in front of him, and not giving Hayden a chance to dictate play. Using that reach to his advantage. Oh my goodness, that ATP passing shot attempt.
From basically the baseline.
And denied by Hayden. Said, not today, my friend.
4-1.
And he's like, take that.
Right.
Cross court backhand rip. ATP that. Heat check. Pretty tough ball to go for.
It's a nice deep return there from Guh. Hard to attack the third.
Especially with that type of action and that type of angle. You see Hayden once again trying to be aggressive. First strike. Coming in as fast as he can to cut off that next ball before Augie can get up himself.
5-1.
Good serve by Hayden, nice and deep. Augie a little bit ahead of himself, not quite with the solid contact that he needed before taking that step forward, so the ball got a little bit behind him on that return.
And chance here for Guh to cut into the deficit.
Look at that backhand angle, and that's that tricky, flicky stuff I'm talking about from Hayden. Short angle, quick flick, unreturnable.
Here we go. 6-1.
Not quite there. Hayden with the passing shot down the line. You'll notice he came up a little bit fast on that, which is the reason why that ball went and hit that tape instead of going over.
1-6.
A couple times he's done that now, running in before making full contact with that ball, which is why it flew a little bit deep. Needs to be a little bit more stable on that strike point before making that run to the front.
2-6.
Didn't quite drop in time.
Even then, there was so much spin on it. It looked like, I thought initially it was going to be, you know, maybe a foot out, and then it was far closer than that.
That's it. So you see Augie closing in so fast, it literally took him like 2 steps to get into that kitchen. But Hayden with the pass cross court. Had that lined up, but once again, Augie trying to get to the front as fast as he can.
And some missed returns, I believe all 3, or at the very least 2 out of the 3 points for Guh so far have come off missed returns.
That's a good point, Will. I think Hayden needs to kind of short. Yep, that's a higher percentage return. And he gets the point. Notice his return, he went a little less aggressive. Just higher percentage play, get into the net, apply pressure on your opponent. At least until you start feeling it again. And he's not quite feeling it yet.
Just a great leave from Augie Guh. Tough to read that one when you're in the midst of a point.
That was good. Dropped. Just great anticipation by both players, but Big H with 1 extra putback.
7-3.
Oh, that's too good. Backhand cutoff point with action, spinning away from Hayden. Tough ball to pick up. Great anticipation move by Augie.
3-7.
Starting to become a pattern. You'll notice Augie trying to pass up the line with his forehand. Lefty forehand, Hayden just sitting there waiting to counter.
Maybe wanting to try and keep it away from that backhand like he talked about. He's able to do so many different types of shots with that backhand as Patrick went.
Ooh, that was a pretty close call. I don't know what you saw there, but pretty close to that line there on that call.
Tough to see for sure. I honestly wasn't even looking at the line. Try to get cute there, and Guh says no thank you.
He went for the misdirect. Augie was waiting to eat that up.
We got to give it to Patrick when it would have looked awesome if it worked
really
out.
Creative. Something I probably would have done too. was good. Of course, the ref from the farther side of the court makes the call, but
That's how it goes.
Nobody else saw it better than him, I guess.
But again, like you said, Walter, the reach.
Yeah, that
on
reach
display
did it
there.
for him on that. Cut that off. Ooh. But now you're seeing that pattern that we were just talking about, that Augie forehand down the line. So if Hayden sits on that, he's just going to eat those up every single time because Augie's not quite mixing up that passing shot yet for some reason. Once again. Oh, that's close. It's approaching off of a down the line left-handed forehand and then following that up with another down the line left-handed forehand. Big H's forehand. Maybe that's the reason why.
Yep.
Right there. That backhand proves to be pretty lethal.
But there's not really a winning scenario if you're trying to decide if you're supposed to go to Hayden's forehand or backhand. Both incredible shots.
Especially when he's hitting him like that. Uh-oh, that's trouble. He knew right when he's on that back left foot, that ball was popping up, all over that.
Timeout, server.
We'll get a timeout on serve here from Augie Go. We've started to see that a little bit more in terms of kind of offensive timeouts. Or not even offensive timeouts, but just timeouts taken by servers. We see Federico Staksrud do that sometimes in his matches. Do you like the move to take a timeout when you're serving?
It's a tough one. Maybe he wanted to gather himself as far as like energy. He has been running up to the net like 0 to 60 super fast every single time off of that return. So he might be a little bit gassed trying to catch his breath here, but I tend to like taking those timeouts as like momentum stoppers. Like when your opponent starts building some momentum, putting some points together, that timeout actually is pretty effective in putting a stop to that, or at least like creating some awkward time in between points so that they have to pick back up momentum again. So this is interesting that they're using that as a tactic on the offensive, but maybe the thinking behind that is it's just letting the winning point simmer for a little bit and making your opponent kind of second guess themselves because they just lost the point. But we'll see here if this proves to be an effective strategy against Hayden.
That we will see. Go to serve at 4-8 here in game one.
Time in. 4-8.
It's a good move there. Putting the ball behind Augie's back left foot. Going behind his opponent.
8-4.
See, that's the combo that Augie's want to look for. That's something that he wants to do for the rest of this match is come in and close like fast, but also take advantage of those by not letting Hayden come in. See, he wins almost every single time Hayden comes in. He's got the superior cat-mouse game right now as it stands. It's not something you want to see if you're Augie. I might even throw up a lob there to see if that's something that Hayden might have trouble dealing with his freeze right now. Once again.
There we go. The cat and mouse, like you said, Walter. What do you think it is about Patrick Wynn's shots? Like, what do you think makes his cat and mouse game superior in this moment?
It's the deception that he has and the discipline he has to hold his stroke. So he keeps the paddle out in front of him. He holds it, and in the last second he'll flick, but he can flick either way, left or right. That's what makes it dangerous, and that snap makes it a quick spin off of his paddle.
There's a whole bunch of different weapons that you have to be aware of. And speaking of weapons, a nice run from Hayden Patrick-Wynn to close out game one, earns 3 straight points, finishes up with the forehand winner. He takes game one 11-4. Players will switch sides, take a break. We'll see how Ga responds in game two, or if the 18-year-old is going to make it to the round of 16. That action coming up after this.
The paddle and get served with our pickleball socks.
Game 2 set to get underway here. Augie Ga to serve.
Oh, that's a good shot by Augie there right out the gate. You see Hayden coming in, trying to impose his will, but Augie just too good on the passing shot.
1-0.
Good close out by Hayden.
Again, we see Ga going, hitting it to the forehand of Patrick Quinn again, like you talked about in Game 1.
Once again, Hayden's going to win 9 out of 10 of those exchanges when they're cat mousing at the net. It's not something Augie wants to see.
Just finding the open court every time, it seems, is Patrick Quinn.
A little bit of a mishit. You can tell he was sliding with his right foot in front of him. The slide didn't quite end up where he probably anticipated it to, so he was slightly off on the timing for that forehand.